So sitting comfortably, I know you're at home, you may have a yoga mat or just a towel or blanket that you're on. You can have a block or a book or anything to give you extra height to bring the earth up to you. Also, you may grab a blanket, which is good at any times to put under the knees or under the hips or shoulders if we're laying down. And we'll start off coming to an easy seated position. That's just sitting down, either legs crossed, or if you have tight hips, you can extend the legs forward. And we'll just take a moment to bring awareness to right here and right now and leaving everything up to this moment outside the room, because everything up to this moment no longer exists. And so just bringing awareness to the sits bones under the ground beneath you. And lifting up tall through the spine and the crown of the head, roll the shoulders back. You can have palms face down. Gentle gaze down or eyes closed as you just become aware of the breath. And as you take big, full, deep breaths into the body, sending the air all the way down into the belly, just notice how the belly expands and contracts with each exhale. Just really taking this time right now to use this practice of yoga, which just means the connection of the mind and the body. And we can do that with using the breath, taking full deep breaths, slows the nervous system activation and brings us into a state of rest and digest. And so oftentimes we're under these high states of stress, so just becoming more conscious and aware of the breath and sending it all the way into the body, and slowly exhale begins to shift you out of that state. So only using my voice as a guide during this practice, because everybody is in a different place and their body has a different capability. So really honor yourself right now and listen to yourself. So while I may be guiding you through, just listen to yourself and what your body needs in this moment. You need to go a little bit slower or push yourself a little bit more. So now as you're continuing to stay aware of the breath, lengthen the exhales even slower. And just use this moment right here to set an intention for your practice. An intention is a great reminder to bring the mind back to what it is that you set for yourself, a goal if you will. So during this practice, would you like to intend on experiencing more peace, more balance, being in the present moment, or just using this time to practice your capability of bringing your mind back to the here and now? So slowly beginning to make your way down to your mat. Use your hands to guide yourself down, laying all the way down on your back. And you can extend your legs long or leave knees bent with soles of the feet flat on the ground. Palms face up as you continue to stay aware of this breath, this abdominal breathing. So oftentimes we don't give our body the capability to really fill it with new and fresh oxygen, creating space for other nutrients to flow in. And on the next inhale, take the right leg and bring it up, interlocking the fingers behind the thigh, the knee, or calf, just drawing it into the chest. And taking a few moments to make circles with the foot, beginning to open up the ankle, going one way and then the other. Releasing that right leg long, drawing the left knee into the chest. Again, making small circles, loosening up that ankle. One way and then the other. Right, releasing that left leg long. And then this time also drawing the right knee in this time, but taking the right hand and grabbing the outside of the right foot and just draw it in, that knee into the armpit. If you can't grab the outside of the right foot, just grab the shin or anywhere that your reach allows and draw that right knee into the right armpit. So this is a half happy baby pose. Also, you can bend that left knee if you need to. Great, slowly releasing that right leg, and this time for the left, drawing that left knee in, taking the left hand and grabbing the outside of the left foot, drawing that left knee into the armpit. Knowing that it's perfectly fine if you can only grab the shin or anywhere along the leg. Releasing that left leg long. This time bending both knees in and grabbing the outside of both feet with each hand and drawing both legs in. Seeing if you can leave that lower back drawn to the floor. So this is a full happy baby. And just continue to stay with the breath and see if you can use the exhale to draw the feet and the knees in. Nice, and then gently releasing the legs. And we'll do a little bit of core work, so we'll do a navel gazing. Navel gazing is you draw the legs long, arms long aside the body, and as you inhale, you're going to lift the chest and the legs at the same time. Draw those fingertips forward toward the toes, and just as the pose calls, navel gazing. Exhale, release. We'll do another couple of those. So on the next inhale, you'll lift up, gazing towards the navel. Feet a few inches off the ground, and then exhale, release. Taking one big full breath here, and then inhale again. This time, see if you can hold a little bit longer, and then release. Great, exhale, release. And then draw both knees into the chest, interlocking the fingers around the knees and gently rocking back and forth to loosen up the lower back. And you can rock yourself up or just roll over to one side and push yourself back up to an easy seated position. Again, coming to that comfortable seated position, whether you have your legs extended or legs are crossed. Just again, drawing awareness down to the sits bones, lift up through the spine and crown of the head. Inhale as you lift the shoulders up towards the ears, and exhale, roll them back down the back. Inhale, rolling the shoulders up. And exhale, roll them down. Inhale up. Exhale down. We'll go the other way now as you inhale back up towards the ears and exhale them forward. Doing a couple rounds, following the breath. And then on the next inhale, draw the shoulders up to the ears and hold. And exhale, release, rolling them back down the shoulder blades. Inhale, both arms up. And exhale as you twist towards the right, left hand lands on the right knee, back fingertips, guide yourself back and gently gaze back over the shoulder. Being sure to lift up through the chest so you're not dropping down in the belly. Use the exhales to twist further and deeper. As we come back to center, you're going to leave the left hand on the knee. Inhale that right arm high. And as you exhale, you're going to bend over towards the left. So leaving that left hand on the right knee creates a little bit deeper extension. Leaving that right sit bone planted to the earth. Inhale back up to center, releasing the arms down. Now for the other side, inhale both arms up. This time twisting towards the other side to the left, so right hand on the left knee, back fingertips. Guide yourself back as you twist over the back shoulder. Again, before we come back to center, leave that right hand on the left knee. Inhale, left arm high, and bending over to the right. Leaving that right hand on the left knee to create that deeper extension. Send the breath to the left side of that body. Inhale, slowly coming back up, releasing the hands down. Once more time, inhale, both arms up this time. And this time you're gonna fold forward. So you're gonna leave the spine long and just hinge forward from the hips, guiding yourself down with the chest. And then the forehead, and walk yourself out with the fingers. You can even, as you see Nick here doing, take a block and put it under the forehead to draw the earth up to you. Use the breath to send it to that lower back, creating even more space in that area. Now is a good time to bring your mind back to the intention of the practice. What is the intention that you set for yourself? Can you practice bringing the mind back to that intention? And if you can, even see if you can feel that intention. So if your intention is to feel a sense of peace or gratitude for bringing yourself to the mat today, see if you can bring in a little bit of those uplifting emotions. Inhale, slowly beginning to come back up. So we'll come into our tabletop position. Could either rolling over the ankles or bringing your legs out forward. So tabletop is on all fours, middle of the wrist on the outside of the deltoid. Knees will be directly below the hips. Peek back between the legs, make sure that those feet are behind the legs. Gaze is down as you draw the crown of the head forward. So we really want to take care of our spinal health. That's what yoga really focuses on. So as we begin our cat-cows, we're going to inhale, gaze will come up, drop the belly down and tailbone lifts. As you exhale, tuck the tailbone in, curl the back, and chin comes to chest. Inhale as you drop the belly down, gaze up, tailbone lifts. And exhale as you tuck the tailbone in, curl that back, press through the palms and release all that air. So going at your own pace now, use the breath to guide the movement. Creating these slow, gentle movements in the spine generates spinal fluid so that we have the ability to be more mobile and flexible. Maybe even during the practice, you can close your eyes to take the time to notice what's going on within you. Noticing any thoughts, any emotions, sensations. Okay, so we'll come back to neutral, gaze down, draw that crown of the head forward. you'll take the right leg and just extend it back, sliding those back right toes on the floor. So you're just going to do a gentle press back onto the right calf. And then as you inhale, lift that right leg so it's parallel to the ground, keeping those toes flexed down. And just stay with the breath as you engage those leg muscles, keeping them activated. Nice. Exhale as you drop that knee down. This time for the other side, take that left leg, extend it long, slide those toes along the back of the mat, and press back so that you're opening up the calf muscle. As you slowly inhale, bring that left leg long so that it's parallel to the ground. Flexing the toes down as if you're pressing back against the back of the room with the sole of the foot. Drop that left knee down, and then we're going to come into our tiger pose. So tiger pose, you're going to lift the right leg, extend it long, just as we did before, parallel to the ground, and then lifting the left arm, extending the left arm long. So your opposite leg, opposite arm. Engaging the core and reaching forward and drawing back with the leg. So as if there's a string pulling each end of you. Inhale, lift up a little bit more, engage just a bit, and exhale, release down. Coming back to tabletop and finding your breath and your balance as we prepare for the next side. Inhale, drawing that left leg long, bringing it up parallel to the ground, and then when you have your balance, extend the opposite arm, right arm long. Draw the fingertips forward, gaze down. And then on your next exhale, slowly bring that hand and knee down. And then open up the knees and draw the hips back over the heels for child's pose. Child's pose, you'll just drop down, bringing the chest, forehead down. You can also bring that block back to the forehead. Extend the arms long, walking the fingertips out. Child's pose is the resting pose. So at any time during yoga, you can always come back to child's pose to regain your balance, to regain control of your breath. Now taking that right hand to the right corner of the mat, just reaching long, and then left hand drops over the right hand. So you're creating extension in the left side body. Continue to stay with the breath and use the breath to extend even further on that left side. Nice, walking over to the other side as you take the left hand to the left corner and bringing that right hand over to the left, finding your extension on that right side. Okay. And coming back to center and coming back up to tabletop position. We'll come into our plank pose, so tuck the toes under and lift the hips high, extend the legs long. You're going to want to keep the core engaged, lifting the hips, making sure that the wrist is below the shoulders. And continue to stay with the breath. At any time you can modify and bring the knees down for tabletop. And we'll come into side plank. We'll open up towards the left first. So you'll drop your heels over to the right and shift the weight into the right hand as you open up the left fingertips towards the sky. Being sure to lift the hips so they're not dropping towards the earth. You can always drop that right knee down if you need the extra support there. That's perfectly fine. Exhale as you bring yourself back down to full plank. Remember, full plank, or you can modify into half plank with the knees down. Preparing for the other side. As we open up towards the right, drop the heels down to the left, shift the weight on the left hand, and open up towards the right. Opening the heart towards the sky. Knowing that you can drop that left knee down to support yourself with supported plank. Exhale, coming back down to full plank. Dropping the knees down and bringing the hips back for child's pose. Nice. Taking the time to find your breath and bring it back to balance. Lengthening the exhales even longer than the inhales. Inhale back up for tabletop. This time we're going to come into our low lunge. So you're going to take the right foot and bring it forward between the palms. Extend the spine long, be on your fingertips, keep that spine health. And then as you're ready, you find that grounding, come up, bringing the hands to the knee, making sure that the knee is at a 90-degree angle. And then when you're ready, you can inhale both arms up. And dropping the shoulders away from the ears, opening up the chest, slight back bend back if your body allows. Being sure to lift up through the midline of the body. Nice. And exhale, coming forward, dropping the hands down. Left hand to the inside of the right foot as we twist open towards the right. Drawing the right fingertips towards the sky, remembering to draw that right knee into the body, making sure it's not falling out. Nice. Exhale, coming back down. And then we're going to shift the weight back, hips over the back heel. This is our half split, so extend that front leg long, lift those toes towards the sky. This can be really intense, so be sure to be gentle with yourself. If you have tight hamstrings, inhale, coming back forward slowly. This time you'll drop forward with the chest falling onto the front knee. And you're just going to bring all of your weight down onto the chest and drop the head and neck down. So you're releasing all the weight on the front knee, opening up that left psoas muscle on the left side. That psoas muscle is where we hold all of our emotions. It's the first one that gets activated in a state of stress, so being sure to be gentle there. And coming back up, bringing that right foot back down to tabletop. As we prepare for the left side, bring that left leg, that front left foot, up between the front of both hands. Preparing for the other side, and when you're ready, extending the spine long to lift up. Bring the hands forward, making sure that that knee is behind the directly above the ankle. And when you're ready, those arms can rise. Stay with that breath. Lifting up through the midline, dropping the shoulders down. Exhale, draw those hands forward, coming back to our half splits. Or no, I'm sorry. We'll do our twist on the other side. So drop the right hand below the face. And as you open up towards the left fingertips towards that sky. Draw the heart up and left knee in towards the midline of the body. Nice, and slowly exhale, bringing that left hand down. Now coming into your half splits as you guide yourself back, hips over the back leg, extending that front leg long, drawing those toes up. Again, knowing that each side of the body is different, so this one may be easier or more intense than the other side, so be really gentle with yourself. There should never be any pain in yoga, but sensation is good because we're pushing our body to do things that it doesn't normally do. But any pain, please ease off. And then beginning to draw yourself up. Use the breath to travel you. And chest falls down onto the left knee. Again, relaxing all of the weight, dropping the head down. Releasing, opening up that psoas muscle on the right side. Nice, dropping the hands down to the mat and bringing the left leg back for tabletop position. As we prepare for our first downward dog, we're going to tuck the toes under and lift the hips first. Very important to have the hips lifted in downward dog, and then extend the legs long, drawing the heels down energetically into the earth. Press through those palms, externally rotate the shoulders, and stay with the breath. So we're halfway through class. We'll do a little bit of a challenge. We'll warm up a little bit, and then we'll go to our cool down. So as you keep weight on the right hand, you'll take the left hand and you'll reach back towards the right ankle. So you're crossing over and seeing how far you can reach towards that right ankle. Either you can grab it like Nick here, or just get as close as you can, bringing that left hand back forward. Coming into your full downward dog. And then for the other side, dropping the weight to the right hand as you take the right hand and reach towards the left ankle. Continuing to stay with the breath. Bringing that right hand forward. As you come back to your full downward dog, look forward between the hands and walk forward. Slowly coming forward, so feet are between the palms, coming to your fingertips, gently bending the knees. Inhale, come halfway up, so hands will come to the shins. Extend the spine and the crown of the head forward. And exhale, release down. So when we do that, it draws our spine out and we can fall and sink further and deeper forward. Coming from your forward fold, extend the arms out long as you begin to come up. Keep the spine extended, gentle bend in the knees if you need. Arms reach towards the sky, see those palms meet, and exhale them down to heart center. So taking this time to just bring awareness back to your intention for this practice. What is it that you would like to bring into your life to experience in this moment? Inhale, arms up. And as you exhale, do a slight back and bend the elbows 90 degrees, so you're opening up the chest. Inhale, come back up, fingertips towards the sky. And exhale, fold forward, arms out, guiding yourself down with the chest. Fold forward. Inhale, halfway up, hands to shins, extend the spine. And exhale, release back down. Plant the palms down and then take one step back and then the other for downward dog. And as we prepare to do Warrior Two, we'll first lift that right leg long and then bring it forward between the palms. Warrior Two, as you land that foot forward, drop that back heel down so your back foot is parallel to the back of the mat, and then begin to lift up, front knee 90-degree bend, and open up so the hips are parallel to the mat. Extend the arms long, fingertips forward. Gaze over those front fingertips and find a justy or a focal point to look at. So begin to increase that mental concentration. Nice. And from here we'll come into our triangle. So you'll straighten that front leg and you'll shift the hips, you'll weight back. The back hips will come back and you'll just guide yourself forward with the front fingertips until you come all the way down the right fingertips to the inside of the ankle. So that arms are almost vertical. Fingertips, right fingertips to the ground, left fingertips to the sky. And you can even find a block or anything to land on if you need to lift the earth up to you. Inhale, slowly coming back up. And bending that front knee for warrior two again. Nice. Windmill the hands forward so that hands come and frame the front foot. And then bring that front foot back for downward dog. Knowing that you can drop the knees and come down to child's pose at any time you need. Now for the other side, left leg long. And bringing it forward between the palms. Remember to keep it at 90 degrees as you drop that back foot. Heel down. Make sure the front heel and the back arch in alignment as you lift up and extend the arms long again for warrior two. Sometimes it even helps to take the back fingertips and draw yourself back. Some people have a tendency to be leaning forward in warrior two. But Nick here is perfect.
I'm always reaching back.
You heard him. All right. Nice, preparing for our triangle pose. Extend the front legs straight. Shift the back hips back and reach forward, drawing the hands down so that left hand, left fingertips are towards the ground. Right fingertips towards the sky. See if you can open the heart towards the sky and open the hips. And slowly inhale back up, bending that front knee for warrior two. One big full round of breath here. I can see Nick starting to break a sweat, so we'll come forward, dropping the hands down in front of the front foot to bring that front foot back for downward dog. Nice, and slowly dropping the knees down and bring the hips back for child's pose. Yes, you earned it, you deserve it. Taking a moment to find the breath, you can extend the arms long, reaching out above the head. Or you can even take the arms and just wrap them behind the lower back or the feet to drop down into the mat. And slowly coming back up to your tabletop. We're going to come to Pigeon Pose. So you'll take the right leg and you'll bring it forward so the right knee is at the right wrist. And draw that back leg, that left leg, all the way back so that that right heel is into the left hip, like you see Nick here. Stay on your fingertips and keep the spine long, drawing it up towards the sky. You can stay here, you can use blocks to support yourself, or you can draw yourself forward, guiding yourself down with the chest, and then dropping the forehead down. You can stay here. This can tend to be an intense pose for some people, me. So you can drop down even on your forearms and just stay there, dropping the head down, or if your body allows, you can come all the way down. You can also put a block or any other item underneath the right butt cheek to support yourself. And we'll be here just for a few moments, so use this time to focus on the breath, sending the breath to anywhere in the body that needs it. And when you're ready, that you can bring the hands back underneath the body to slowly begin to press yourself back up. Sometimes you can tend to get stuck in this pose, so slowly take your time to release that right leg back. And if you need to make circles with the right leg, just to open up the hip or extend that right leg, feel free to do so. And then we'll all meet back into tabletop for the other side. For the left side, so left leg comes forward, right left knee to left wrist. Draw that right leg back, making sure that that right leg is directly behind you, not out to the side or in. Sometimes it tends to be out to the side. And then lift yourself up with the fingertips, extending the spine. Remember, it's perfectly fine to stay here, or you can come forward, putting a block underneath the left butt cheek this time to support yourself if needed. And then releasing down, either on the forearms or all the way down to the earth. Bring the hands back underneath the body to press yourself up. Slowly releasing that left leg, extending it, or doing small circles if needed. And then coming back to your tabletop, we'll all meet there. On all fours, draw the crown of the head forward. Gaze is down. Shift the shoulders forward so that they're above the palms, and slowly bring yourself down to the mat, keeping the elbows into the chest, drop belly, chest, and then forehead down. Forehead down to the mat, extend the arms long above the head. So we're gonna do the Superman pose, so it's exactly as you think it is. So as you inhale, we're first going to lift the front of the body and the back of the body above the ground, just a few inches. And then as you exhale, draw yourself down. So kind of opposite from the navel gazing pose we did in the beginning. Inhale, lift up the front of the body and the legs. And then exhale, release down. We'll do one more. So on the next inhale, draw yourself up one more time. See if you can bring yourself just a little bit higher this time. Flying a little bit faster. And then exhale, release down. Draw the arms back alongside the body and drop one cheek down to the mat. And then turning the head and bringing the other cheek towards the mat. And bringing the hands underneath the shoulder to begin to press yourself back up into tabletop position. So we'll slowly cross the legs, coming back into an easy seated position. And then bringing ourselves to staff pose. So we'll extend the legs long. Staff pose is flexing the toes up towards the sky. You can take each butt cheek to open it up and lift the spine long and tall. And then we'll bend the right knee so that you draw the right knee in, crossing that right foot over the left leg. You can either leave it down towards the shin or bring it up towards the thigh, wherever your body allows. Be sure to lift up tall through the spine. Taking that left arm, wrapping it around the left knee, and inhale, right arm up as you begin to twist back. Being sure to lift the chest up and use that left arm to draw yourself further and deeper. See if you notice if your twist is a little bit deeper than in the beginning. Nice. Coming back to center and releasing that right leg. For the other time, drawing the left knee in. Cross it over the right leg. This time taking the right arm. Wrap it around that knee. Inhale that left arm high and twist yourself back. Coming back to center. This time shift yourself so that you can bring yourself all the way back down to the mat. Laying with your back flat, knees will be bent, soles of the feet to the ground. We'll do bridge pose for a couple times. So bridge pose, you're going to draw those heels into the hips, fingertips down, palms face down. And as you inhale, you're going to lift the hips so that your pelvis is drawn towards the sky, as if there's a string pulling it up, being sure to leave space between the neck and the chest. And as you exhale, release back down. And even if you have a block, you can put it in between the legs to be sure that the knees stay together. Inhale, lift up, draw those knees up, or hips up towards the sky. And exhale, release back down. We'll do one more. This time, inhale. See if you can lift up higher this time, just a little bit more. You can even rock the shoulders in to give you a little bit more lift. And as you exhale, release back down. Nice. And then taking that right ankle, cross it over the left knee. So you're coming into a figure four position. You can take the right hand and press it on the right knee to open up the hip, or even draw that left knee in to the chest. Continue to stay with the breath. Use that breath on the exhale to draw in deeper. Nice, releasing that left foot down, unlocking that right leg. This time crossing for the other side, left ankle onto right knee. You can press on the left knee to open up the hip, or even draw that right knee into the chest. Slowly beginning to release the legs, extending the legs long as we prepare for everyone's favorite pose, Shavasana. This is final resting pose, so if you need any last movements, poses, shifts, adjustments, please feel free to do so now. But really taking the time to make yourself comfortable as you come into Shavasana. You can put blocks or any objects to lift the legs, as Nick has. A blanket underneath the head, the shoulders, the hips. As you take this time right now to integrate your practice, Shavasana is actually a very important pose to end the practice with, because it begins to integrate into the nervous system the use of the breath, the slowing down of the movement of the body, so that it rewires and repatterns our way of being into the present moment. Releasing the forehead, any tension from the neck and the jaws, dropping down, releasing the shoulders into the mat. We'll be here for a few moments, and I'll let you know when it's time to come back. And as you slowly bring your awareness back to your body, back to the space around you, beginning to gently wiggle the fingers and the toes, maybe rocking the head back and forth. You can always option to stay here if this feels really good. Or to close the practice, you can begin to roll to the right side, gently bending the knees and using the arms as a pillow as you rest there. And then when you're ready, that you can begin to press yourself back up to a seated position. And taking one hand and placing it on the chest over the heart space, and then the other hand over that. Eyes can have a gentle gaze or eyes closed as you take one moment to send yourself a little gratitude, appreciation for taking the time out of your day to give yourself this practice of slowing things down so that you can be in the present moment, so that you can slow the chatter of the mind, It's always an honor to be able to guide anybody through a yoga practice. May you always have this sense of peace to know that you can come back to it anytime. Namaste.